Marjolaine, thank you so much for being here today. And I was tickled when you said we were going to talk about Bible journaling. And I really thought it meant much as my mother's Bible was, which I have. And she was very good to take notes in the very tiny little margins or to underline specific words that she looked up or whatever. But you've taken this a whole dimension further, haven't you?
That's right. There's a lady by the name of Shauna Noel who liked to doodle in her Bible. And I think it was about a year and a half ago she started a Facebook group because she thought maybe other people like to doodle in their Bibles too. And within a month there was 1,000 people, 1,000 people in the group, all coloring in their Bibles, and now there's almost 30,000 involved. But they sell these large margin Bibles to take notes, and we've just started coloring in them, and just important messages to remember, different things like that.
You know, the first scrapbooking guest I think I ever had on, it was almost scary to me because when she talked to us about cutting out our photographs, it was like, oh my gosh, I would have never done that. I think had she have not given permission, you know, to do that. And it's sort of like this. It's like, oh dear, you can color in this or use stencils. And these are some of the stencils. These are your own line.
That's right.
You said they're really good for layering techniques?
They're layering, which I'll be showing in a minute.
Oh, good.
Now, some people, we buy these Bibles specifically for coloring. I personally don't like to do this in my study Bible. And I also like to keep everything see-through because I like to be able to read all the words.
Right.
And some people paint so you can't see the words anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't like
But again,
that.
it's more like a canvas. They study in a different Bible and then do the art in this one.
Well, it is truly a beautiful thing. It would be nice to give to someone maybe for their first Bible or something. You said it's also good for kids because it makes them want to read more.
Well, a lot of these women that started doing this were just not reading the Bible. And now that they're doing this, they'll study a passage and then do the art. So they're really in reading the Word and,
that's wonderful.
And getting in there. So it's quite exciting to see.
Well, show us how this layering technique works, if you will.
So on this one, I'm going to use my praise stencil. And
that's because we're in Psalms. Quite appropriate. So part of it can go in this margin. As you mentioned, these have wide margins for the
That's right. And they come in different sizes. I have another one that's probably 9 inches high, and every other page is completely blank. So you have
now I
really a
like
whole
that
canvas.
Too. Yeah.
And so here I'm just using mini distress inks just to fill in the silhouette part of the stencil. And I would just fill all that in, and for TV purposes, I'm going to move on to the part that's already done.
Oh, because that's just the way we...
So here I've already done my silhouette, and then I would take the second part.
One of the sayings, the sentiments.
That's right. And then these fit perfectly inside the body.
Oh.
Although you don't have to, you can mix and match them. And
you could put them on the words as long as you can see through it.
That's right. And then I would just take my ink.
I hadn't seen stencils like this. I'm going to start looking for these. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And they're in a vertical format, so that works really well with the page shape.
That's right. I did design them to be easily usable in a journal. When I designed these, the Bible journaling wasn't really quite in, but by the time they came out, it was perfect timing.
You had good timing there. Oh, I see. And like you say, so many people then will read a passage and whatever it means to them, and many times it means different things. And if we're reading, for instance, John close to Easter, it has a really different meaning than if we were just reading through the whole book and we've already read Matthew, Mark, and Luke, for instance.
And another quick way to journal a page. So here I've colored. I just printed this off the computer. I've colored it. And then I'm going to use the Illustrated Faith products. It's from Shauna Noel, who started this whole thing.
Who started this,
And I might, create little
little
journal
tab.
sections and attach that on there, and then I could add.
So you don't
stickers.
have to glue it all down solid if you don't want to.
No, in this way I can have it like a secret.
Something written there.
Right, because I don't always love my handwriting, you know, so sometimes I like to hide it.
Oh, well, I think you do quite well.
And then, yeah, just add some stickers.
Remember?
So over here I did the same thing, and then I have some journaling in the back.
I see.
And then I can use some colorful markers that I have here and just add some color. So which is what I've done here. I've used the Tombow markers to color in and make it really bright.
Right.
And then, yeah, I just layer some stickers. And then the next time I go through my Bible, I see what I was learning at that
time.
Perfect.
That's a great idea. Another way to use all those supplies that we have.
That's right.
And enjoy reading
I have
something.
plenty.
Right. I bet you do. Well, thank you so much for sharing this idea with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.